and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I asked my subbies what they'd like to see more of on my channel, and the overall consensus was basically the junk journal making process, how I use my junk journals, and embellishments. So I thought it'd be quite easy to do that by doing a tutorial basically showing you how I make my journals from start to finish. So usually I'm influenced by an image, fabric, a kit I've seen, or a theme. So I've been wanting to make something a little bit different. So I've seen a few of these boho journals and I thought, okay, I'll give that a go. I quite like all the fabric and jewellery and things. So I've got this little pouch bag that I bought offline. I actually bought it to as packaging for some things that I make, but I really love the pattern in the gold and that red. And also a friend of mine donated me some saris, which is ideal for a boho journal. So she gave me quite a lot, actually, about 3 boxes full. So I've taken out all the colours that I like, reds, oranges. Look at that, beautiful. Look at that, look at all the jewels on that. This is some fabric that came with it as well. And even this scarf. So, thought perfect. So I'll be using those. And I've also got a couple of digital kits that are Bohemian themed. I don't usually just use just one kit to make a journal, unless it's for say a design team project. I like to mix them. So I've got some Aztec like patterns there. I'll put the link in the description box to where I've got these kits from. This is I think that's a freebie actually from Artie Mays. There's quite a lot of free digital things you can get on the internet for your journals. Look at the colours in that. So it means you've got the reds, the purples. So I'm basically going to, well, I already have done actually, gone through all my scraps and just found anything really that I think will fit with the theme. And also book pages, tea-dyed paper, probably add some lined paper as well. So it's quite a lot to be working with here. It's quite a good kit actually. And these are the mistakes, because when I was printing my ink ran out, but I quite like how they've turned out, to be honest. So we'll keep these. May get used in other projects. You can see. Okay, so the first thing I like to do is get all my papers ready. So I've got obviously everything printed off now, but I need a little bit more than just that. So I've also got some book pages and things. So here's my box ready prepared. All bits and bobs, scrap paper. Just little bits that I thought, look at that, perfect from a dictionary page. Notebook paper. Sort of get some of the oranges, deep reds, gold. That's a scrap box. So here's a pack of tea dyed papers, which I tend to actually use most of the time, but I do make journals with just plain white paper as well. And I've also got some digital dyed paper as well. One thing I do like to do with my the tea dyed is, if some of them have really interesting patterns on, I'll scan it or make a photocopy. And then if I don't have enough, I can always just do a copied tea dyed paper. I'll also add in some pattern paper as well. And just some other little bits and bobs that I've photocopied that may come in handy. I think I'll definitely be using these somewhere, probably to make some embellishments. I've also got some digital vintage letters, and I've copied a collection of stamps that I've got. Definitely be using some vintage music paper and some other copies there. And that's that. So that's the pages taken care of. So because all the other fabrics like this are all very bright, I like to tone that down a little bit. So got some other spots here. Boho, I have to have some bling. So these are also donated to my craft cause by my friends. Some Asian jewellery. I actually started making jewellery before I got into paper crafts. So I'll enjoy this little project. So a lot of these will be broken down and used to embellish the pages. Probably put some on some tags, maybe. Now for the cover, I was going to do a soft cover, but I know already with all the fabric and jewellery, it's going to be quite heavy. So I've got some wallpaper scrap here. I like the colours on this. And I'm going to use some chipboard for the cover. So the first thing I do is I sort out the pages. So as I'm using a digital kit for this, first thing I'll do is cut all these down to size. Oh, one last thing actually before I start cutting those up is I have a couple books in my collection. This one isn't mine, it's a friend's. She was doing design textiles at college. It's got some great images. So I will not be destroying the book, I'll only be photocopying that beautiful images in there. Colour scheme fits perfectly. I'm thinking of copying some of the images Or actually I may sacrifice the book and cut some out. They'll be good to add to tags and pockets and decorate the pages and make an ephemera. Okay, so that's that. And then of course, vintage books. This is my favourite vintage book. Can you see the ends of the pages? Gold, actually real gold. So I use these quite a lot. It's a poetry book. February the 12th, 1889. And I've signed it there. And then this is Swiss Family Robinson. That's got images in there as well. Okay, so first I'm going to do is cut out all these pages. I'll be back. Okay, so that's all our pieces cut out. Well, the digital kits anyway. I've even cut out the print mistakes. So folded these in half already. Everything's cut out. All our kits cut out. Can start folding the other papers now as well. These as well, I've not separated these because I'm thinking I might actually fold them in half and use them on the pages, which I think I actually will. Just ink there and there. I'm also going to put in these coffee dye digital line papers as well. I didn't always use digital papers, but I'm really happy I discovered them. I used to use paper pads, and the thing with that is, I buy a really nice paper pad and don't want to use it, and then if sometimes you want to buy it again and it's no longer in stock. So that's why I love digital papers. And it can actually work out a lot cheaper than buying a paper pack. But I still do. Some beautiful papers out there. I also had some paper from here. we need? So I've got the tea-dyed dictionary page I already had, that can go in. Put that down to size. And this is a template. And the embellishments. Okay, so we've got that. A bit more variation again. So I've got some leftover patterned vellum. Yep, I think that can go in. I have some packaging. Right, so let's just do a little check. Make sure I've not got too many pages. Because then I'm going to get chunkier. Let's add pockets and embellishments. Okay. Okay, so I've counted those and there are 32 pages, which makes it 64 front to back. Still need a bit more, I think. Right, so now we go to the real books. So I'm not sure. Yeah, some images look as though they'll fit in the traveller's lifestyle. So what I'm going to do is, I've already, oopsie daisy, book's fine. I've already got some pages that I've taken out, because I don't like to just rip them straight out of the book. Okay, so I'm using them as part of a signature. It doesn't have to have pictures on it. But I might find something that fits in quite well. I think I'll use that page actually. Okay, so we've got that. That's our Longfellow. Stanley knife. Just carefully cut the stitch. Found the signature there. Oh. Copy some images out of here. one. Oh, I really like this page here. Any more? I want some images of the women, possibly. From there. Okay. That. Right, so I've got my images, so I'm going to use this, and oh, that could work as a journaling card. You can see that. Alright, I've got my images, so I'll copy these and then come back. Okay, they're all copied. Beautiful images. That one there. And that's actually Artemis. I'd add those as extras, so I'll cut all these out. Okay, that's everything cut out. Pages folded. Additional elements put in the pages. And all the extra stuff from the kit. So all I'm going to do now is I think I might add a few more tea-dyed papers, and then we're actually ready to put all the pages together. Okay, so what I like to do next is I like to separate out all the different types of pages. So I've got the digital pages, book pages, tea-dyed paper, additional types of paper, notebook paper lined, coloured paper and pattern paper, and then other elements from the kits, such as the envelopes, journaling cards, tags, etc. So I think with all this, I think that's quite enough pages. So next time we'll put everything together and sort out our signatures. See you next time. Bye.